Good morning and welcome to News Superfast. I'm Nolan Pinto. Now, he looks like a well-bred man and gives the impression that he is highly cultured. But once you know of his deeds, you would want to give him one tight slap.
Going by this man's looks, he seems like a thorough gentleman. But, yes, it is a big but, appearances are deceptive. This man you see on your screens may look gentlemanly, but his deeds are lustful to say the least. Meet David E. James. He also operates with aliases. One of his other names is Dawood. Well, while the more infamous Dawood Ibrahim is one of the most wanted criminals in India, this Dawood was also one of the most wanted criminals, especially by women. This man has literally been a nightmare for many women. Though these women were put through hell by Dawood, many did not have the courage to come out in the open and oppose him. But there was one woman who was an exception. She spoke out against him and is vehemently fighting to seek justice. This woman works in a prestigious company. Dawood manufactured fake marriage documents and went on spreading lies that he had married her. He even threatened her that he would get her bones broken if she even dared to speak about this issue. But this woman was not the one to be bogged down by his threats. She lodged a police complaint against him. And the moment other women who fell prey to his antics came to know about this, they too dared to come out in the open and take him on. You may find it difficult to believe this, but yes, Dawood has married more than 20 women. He would marry them, stay with them for a few months, then extort money and flee. Though a Christian, he made it a point to marry Muslim women as Christianity forbids polygamy.
ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಬಂದು ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆ ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಯಾಕೋ ನೀವು ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ನೀವು ಹಾಕಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಷ್ಟು ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಮುಸ್ಲಿಂ, ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿನದಿಂದ ಇವನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ನಾವು ಮದುವೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದೇ, ನಾವು ಮುಸ್ಲಿಂ ರಿಲಿಜನ್ಗೆ ಬಂದಿರೋದೇ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ? 4 ಹುಡುಗಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ವೀಕ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್, ನಮಗೆ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಏನು ಹುಡುಗಿದು ವೀಕ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ನೀವು ಅಂತ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು.
One of his victims was a woman who migrated to Karnataka from Kerala in search of a job. Dawood befriended her. Later, he also became intimate with her and promised to marry her. They even lived in for a year and a half, but later he deserted her. And for those 1.5 years, this woman went through plenty of hardship. When she came to know that a woman had dared to lodge a complaint against Dawood, she too joined her.
ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ, ಕೈ ಕಾಲು ಹಿಂಗ ಟೈ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹಂಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗೋದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಂಡು ಬೇರೆ ರೂಮ್ ಕಡೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆ ಅಮ್ಮಗೆ ಹೊರಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ಲಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು, ಈಗ ಆ ಅಮ್ಮ ವಿತೌಟ್ 53 ಇಯರ್ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಅಮ್ಮ. ನೀವು ನೋಡಿ, ನೀವು ಆ ಅಮ್ಮ ಹೆಂಗು, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಅವ್ರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಅವ್ರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನೀವು ನೋಡಿ, ನೀವು ಅಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು. ಹೆಂಗು ನಾವು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋಗುವಾಗ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಇರಬೇಕಲ್ವ ನಾವು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋಗೋಕ್ಕೆ. ಸುಮಾರು ಟಾರ್ಚರ್. ಆ ಅಮ್ಮದು ರಿಬ್ಬೊಂದು ಒಡೆದು ಇದು ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಫಿಂಗರಿಂಗ್ ಒಡೆದು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಗ್ರಾಚಾರ, ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಒಂದು ಸತಿ ಆ ಅಮ್ಮ ಎಸ್ಕೇಪ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರು ಅವರು.
It is indeed disgusting, but the story simply refuses to end here. It is not just these women who have been cheated. You will be shocked to know that he allegedly molested a class 10 girl in the name of taking tuitions for her. Now he has been caught. The day we produced him before the court, he was remanded to judicial custody. Presently, there are 3 cases against him. Once we get him into our custody, we will carry out more investigation. Well, a deceiver or a charlatan like him needs to be taught a befitting lesson. Playing with the lives of women is indeed condemnable. Nagendra Babu, News9, Bengaluru.
Well, there have been glaring irregularities in the allotment of sites by Shimoga Urban Development Authority. A report filed in this regard has been made public.
Many organizations and social activists have alleged glaring irregularities in the allotment of sites by Shimoga Urban Development Authority and demanded a probe into the same. The irregularities that surfaced were regarding the allotment of sites in Atal Bihari Vajpayee layout. A probe was conducted by retired Justice Ravindranath, and the committee has finally submitted its report to the Deputy Commissioner of Shimoga. The report has accused former President of Shimoga Urban Development Authority, Dattatreya and Gnaneshwar, both members of the BJP. The incumbent President of Shimoga Urban Development Authority, Janardhan, has been directed to book a criminal case against the former presidents.
142 sites. Idu eno this discretionary quota mele. ಅವರು ಎರಡು ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷ ಇದ್ರು ಅವರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಈ ಕಮಿಟಿ ರೆಕಮೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ದಟ್ ಈ 142 ಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ಏನೇನಿದೆ ಅದು ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಕ್ರಿಮಿನಲ್ ಮೊಕದ್ದಮೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ದಾಖಲಾಗಬೇಕು.
As many as 10 glaring irregularities have been mentioned in the report. Reacting to the accusations, both the former presidents have called the allegations baseless. The accused have stated that they would take up the matter legally.
ಯಾವುದೇ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಥಿಂಕಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ರವೀಂದ್ರನಾಥ್ ಅವರು ಏನು ತಮ್ಮ ತನಿಖೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಕ್ರಮ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ, ಈ ಬಡಾವಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಕ್ರಮ ಆಗಿರ್ತಂದು ಯಾವುದೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ಸನ್ನು ಏನು ಸಣ್ಣ ಪುಟ್ಟ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ಸನ್ನು ಪರಿಶೀಲನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ನೋಂದಣಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸೈಟನ್ನು.
The matter has now taken an interesting turn, with both the former presidents feigning innocence, while the committee headed by a former justice has chosen to term them accused. Will the DC order another investigation, or will the committee report be final? Basavaraj Yeraganavi, News9, Shimoga.
Now, while law and order may seem firm and solid inside Bijapur, what happens on the riverbanks is a completely different story. Take a look as to what we are talking about.
There has been bloodshed, massive protests, governments have risen and fallen, but illegal sand mining continues in Bijapur. Out here on the banks of the Bhima, illegal sand mining continues unabated, and nobody seems to have a solution to the problem at hand. Even with new rules preventing illegal mining being put into force, there seems to be no stopping the sand mafia. Former MLA of Indi, Sarvabauma Bagali, says that the reason the situation is out of control is the collusion between the sand mafia, district authorities and the present MLA, Yashwantrao Patil.
ಇದು ಹಗಲ ರಾತ್ರಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ, ರಾತ್ರಿ ಬಂದಿರಲ್ಲ. ಇವರು ಕಾದಲ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಮುಂಜಾನೆ 6 ಗಂಟೆಯಿಂದ ಸಂಜೆ 6 ಗಂಟೆವರೆಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾವು ನಡೆಸ್ತೇವೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ, 24 ಗಂಟೆಗಳ ಕಾಲ ತುಂಬಿಕೊಡುವಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸ್ಥಳೀಯ ಶಾಸಕರು ಮತ್ತು ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ಆಡಳಿತ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸದೆ ಇಂತಹ ಅಕ್ರಮ ನಡೆಯುವುದು ಸಾಧ್ಯವಿಲ್ಲ.
Going by the law, sand miners are permitted to legally operate between 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. They are allowed to mine and transport close to 40 tippers of sand per day. Dr. Sarvabauma alleges that the sand mining is carried out unabated for 24 hours a day. He alleges that close to 350 tippers of sand is being transported from here on a daily basis. The former MLA credits the flouting of rules to the current MLA. He also alleges that the family members of the MLA are a part of the scam.
ಸಾಹೇಬ್ ಹೇಳ್ಯಾರ, 1000 ಫೋನ್ ಹಚ್ಚಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡು, ಆ ಬಡಪಾಯಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂಜೂರಿ ತುಂಬಿಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಇದರಿಂದ ದಿನಾಲು ಲಕ್ಷಾಂತರ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾನಿಯಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಉಸ್ತುವಾರಿ ಆಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಜಿಲ್ಲಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಇವರು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ವಿಫಲರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವರಲ್ಲಿ ಆಡಳಿತಾತ್ಮಕ ಯಾವುದೇ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ.
Yashwantrao Patil had a different story to tell. He claims the laxity on the part of the police and the district authorities is to blame. He even pushed the blame back onto Dr. Sarvabauma Bagali. But the rallying of the blame does not help solve the situation at hand. With no one ready to take responsibility and no strict implementation of the law of the land, the problem will continue eating into the riverbanks of Bijapur. Ashok Yadalli for News9, Bijapur.